Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to Revolve headquarters. Today I'm going to teach you an incredible pizza, a really special one to keep up your sleeve. It's a Carciofi pizza made with grilled artichokes. So we have our artichokes here and we're going to top it with marinated cherry tomatoes and feta cheese. It's really light and it's a beautiful pizza, especially on a summery day. You want something less cheesy, a bit more bright and colorful. This is the pizza for that occasion. Now, if you haven't tried artichokes before, this is a really good way to get yourself into eating artichokes because we're going to blend the artichokes into a sauce which we're going to use as our base for the pizza. And it just creates the most rich, creamy, unctuous kind of beautiful base that's silky and has a earthy undertone and then a little bit of a vinegary flavor which we're going to play up on with the marinated cherry tomatoes. So let's get going. This one's really easy, and every time you do a pizza party it's always nice to have a few slightly easier ones just to ease the load and get yourself nice and relaxed. So actually when we put the pizza in the oven, it's going to look really simple. You know what? We're not going to start with the dough straight away. Let's get our artichokes. Have a look at them over here. So these artichokes are grilled and they're preserved in oil. So I've kept some of the oil. You can see there's a chili there as well. No harm in putting that in there. So it's got a really nice flavor because it's being grilled. You can get artichokes in jars. You can get them in cans. Usually the canned ones are stored in a water or a brine. I suggest, if you can, get the jarred version in olive oil, but both will work. If you're going to use the one with water, drain them, add the artichokes into your blender and add some olive oil. So here we go. That's a good start. I haven't even got a spoon. Let me go get a spoon. So now we're going to take our artichokes and we're going to blend them. So we put them in. I love artichokes. They're so nice. And there's a few pizzas where you can use artichokes. It's quite common in the capricciosa, that's with the olives and the ham. But this one really celebrates the artichoke because it's the main flavor we're going to have. Now you can see I'm just going to add a little bit of that oil, and that's going to help loosen the artichokes. So we can play it by ear. We're going to blend it, see if we need a little bit more olive oil. We can season it if it needs to be. Okay, let's have a look at what we have here. So you can see, let's have a look at the consistency. That is the kind of consistency we're looking at. It sits on a spoon, it comes off, but it's spreadable. So when we put it on the pizza, it acts like our tomato sauce. So it's not too runny and it's not too thick. Come and have a look. So what could be more simple? You take your artichokes, you blend them, and you have a beautiful, beautiful base. So now, I'm just going to try it. It's really, really creamy. It's one of those things that I imagine vegans really like because it imitates that kind of creaminess with obviously being dairy-free. So you can use that for making pastas, but also chip and dip. Just get some chips and use that as a dip. It's awesome. But we're going to celebrate it even more by turning it into a pizza. So, next step. Let's get our cherry tomatoes. And our cherry tomatoes, I've got a few different colors here. I've got a yellow one, a red one. I've got this one, which is beautiful. And I'm just going to cut them up and then marinate them with some red wine vinegar. So have a look. I chose 3 different cherry tomatoes. This was just down in the local farm shop. So have a look. Really nice colors. And we're going to take those and we're going to slice them up and marinate them with a bit of red wine vinegar, salt and pepper. So here they are. And I like to cut them in quarters. That way they're not too big. They're perfect on a pizza. These thinner ones I'll cut in half. The fatter ones I'll cut into quarters. And really just have a look in your shop, see what tomatoes you have. Nice to get a mix of different colors, just so it's a nice and bright and vibrant pizza. And I think it's really important when you're having a number of pizzas to make sure that you have a wide variety of different toppings. If every pizza is really cheesy, if every pizza is a tomato-based pizza, people are gonna get a little bit bored. So always mix it up, and this is a really nice one for doing that, especially as perhaps people won't even know what it is when they try it, and then they can guess what it is, and yeah, it just adds a little bit of intrigue to your pizza party. I'm really excited for this one today because it's a hot day. Don't really feel like having a really heavy pizza. I feel like having something quite light. So this is really gonna hit the spot, I can tell already. Especially with the feta cheese as well. Sometimes when you want a light pizza, you don't want to have cooked cheese. You want something more refreshing than that. Okay, we have all our beautiful tomatoes. Let's put them back in the bowl. Ah, they just look so nice and summery. Okay, all my tomatoes in a bowl, and I've got some red wine vinegar here, so I'm just gonna add the red wine vinegar. I'm just gonna add a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of pepper, just to season our tomatoes, and then we'll just toss it all together and give that, you know, 10-15 minutes while you're preparing the pizza. And obviously if you can prepare this earlier, that's even better. You just want the salt to draw out the juices in the tomatoes and to just develop that nice vinegary marinated taste. And that's gonna go so well with our artichoke base. Okay, so we put our tomatoes to one side, and that's pretty much all the prep done. And of course, when you're doing your pizza party, do all that prep in advance. Have your artichoke spread just there as one of your toppings. Have the tomatoes just sitting in a container. You can just knock this pizza out nice and quickly. So, let's go, let's get our biga. This is a nice biga. It's been going for about 30 hours. And we stretch our pizza. Make sure to always cover your dough so that it doesn't dry out. So, push, 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 like that. Turn it over. You've seen me do this a million times now. Turn it over, and now we stretch it. Remember, always pull at 3 o'clock, turn it over, and down at 6 o'clock. Once more, pull, turn, down. Just remove those air bubbles so it doesn't grow too much in the middle. Okay, and now we take our artichoke base. So I suggest probably 1 or 2, probably 2 tablespoons of the artichoke paste. 1, 2, and then just glide across and spread the artichoke base. So just use the top of the spoon. Try not to touch the pizza too much with the spoon. You're just gliding over the top and just making it nice and even. Now, I realize artichoke itself, not the most beautiful of colors. It's a bit of a gray-green sort of color, not the most pretty base. But that's not a problem. That's where our beautiful tomatoes come in. So don't be stressed by that at all. We add a little bit of olive oil, and we're ready to go into the oven. Pull and stretch. So you'll see there's no cheese on this. It's just our artichoke base. I'm gonna turn the heat down in the Revolve. I'm gonna stop the revolving function, and I'm gonna put our pizza in. Perfect. Come and have a look at this. The base, the crust, everything is perfect. And now we're gonna give it that real burst of flavor. We're gonna add our marinated tomatoes. So this is where the pizza really comes alive. Okay, now we take our feta cheese. and just crumble the feta cheese and let that fall all over the pizza. If you want a little bit of green on there, feel free to throw on some basil, maybe some rocket as well. But the whole point is it should be like a salad on top of an artichoke-based pizza. You can give it a final drizzle of oil. And there is our Carciofi Pizza, our grilled artichoke, marinated tomatoes and feta cheese pizza. Prego.